transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
This is not John, despite what it's going to say underneath him in a second.
I mean, John is, you spelled it wrong, but John is part of my name.
That is true.
It's very true. It's very true.
This is Nick John Gabriel Lucido.
What's up?
I am never not going to call you by your full name.
That's all right.
Thanks to Leland. Thanks to Leland, and thanks to pre-pandemic fart.
Yeah, pre-pandemic
From POTUS Triple X.
POTUS Triple X.
A song that you and I are both on,
Yes, we are.
as a matter of fact.
I'm on a few of their songs, actually. Aren't
I'm
you?
only on that one,
Really?
if you could believe that.
You're not even on Joe's Barbecue?
I'm not even on. I don't pay attention to the group chat, so I never know what's going on. So
There's literally a song ragging on you, and you're not on it. That's terrific.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Jasmine says it's Nick John Gabriel Lucido. She spelled it Jon. Honestly, it's the same fucking reason I refer to him as such.
Yeah,
Nick
yeah.
John Gabriel Lucido, because fucking POTUS Triple X.
POTUS Triple X.
I never referred to you by your full name until then, and then it's like, oh hey, we got Nick John Gabriel Lucido coming on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it is my social media thing, too, so...
Right.
At least on Facebook. What the fuck
Right.
am I on Instagram? Am I Leviathan?
Probably.
Something like that. It's probably some supernatural reference. Go Winchesters.
I don't know, man. You've had so many social media names in the years I've known you.
I mean, really?
Well, I
don't
guess
know
like
why
Nick's Lucid was like the first one. And
That's
then,
true. I don't know why I high-voiced you there. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to high-voice him, everybody.
Wyatt Korn is in season. You're rocking the t-shirt there.
I am. I mean, original cowpunk right there. Cow-punk.
I could
love cows. I love punk. Put them together. What's not to love?
I get to play with them in March in Rochester, opening
You
for
do.
Green Jello.
So Dewey's playing double duty that evening then.
Dewey is probably playing double duty. that
Yeah,
evening.
probably. Oh, I love Dewey.
I did see Green Jello a couple of months ago, and Dewey was not with them, so it was weird to not see Dewey with them. But there were so many fucking people on stage.
There always is. I mean, for fuck's... music is art. I was on stage for a short bit with... I want to say I helped with Anarchy in the UK.
Anarchy in Bedrock.
Anarchy somewhere.
Yeah, Anarchy in the UK is the Sex Pistols. We're talking about Green Jello, Anarchy in Bedrock.
I mean...
Want to destroy Mr. Slate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did that. That's right. I forgot about that movie. That was a movie. I mean, it wasn't the worst Flintstones movie. There was the second one. Was that Rock Vegas?
Yeah, Viva Rock Vegas.
That was.
I've seen that once, and I don't know if I ever want to see it again.
Same here, and I feel the same way, buddy. We hurt on the inside together.
And then there was the one they did, the cartoon one they did with WWE. That one was...
Time out.
Yes.
What?
There's a WWE Flintstones crossover movie.
From when?
Just a few years ago. Wasn't that long ago.
I had no.
I mean, it had to be at least 10 years ago because it was about 10 years ago because it was right after CM Punk left, and he is in the movie as CM Punk Rock. There is also a WWE Jetsons crossover, a couple of WWE Scooby-Doo crossovers.
I mean, who hasn't done a crossover with Scooby-Doo at this point?
True.
I mean, how many Globetrotter crossovers do we get? And
That
they
was,
were
my
all-
first thought when you said that was the Globetrotters.
They were always the good ones, though. Those were the good
Oh, yeah, for sure.
crossovers. I mean, they did get a couple of others. Like, I remember, like, in the Sonny and Cher episodes. Those were good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
liked those.
Scooby-Doo with Batman and Robin.
That was a terrific one.
Yep.
Scooby-Doo and Supernatural. They
Yeah.
had a crossover, too. I know a little more modern than the ones that we're talking about, but still, it qualifies. It does.
Sure does.
Oh, hell.
I've, yeah.
Yep.
But
Happy
yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. But yeah, WWE and Flintstones crossover.
I was today years old when I found out about this.
He's gonna go home and look it up.
I really am. I really am going to look this up. It's got to be on something.
For sure.
I'm sure if I dig through YouTube hard enough, I'll find it.
I'm sure. I think it's on streaming somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost reigns supreme. I swear Thorne is actually Ash Costello from New Year's Day.
Nice. Wow, the chat's right there.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. I should look. Like, there's all the stuff in front of us that you guys don't see. Like, there's a screen
I'm waiting
there.
I'm waiting for Elgato to drop their teleprompter, because once that drops, the chat's gonna be right on the camera, so we can just look right at the camera and read the chat. And it creeps the chat out when we stare at the camera. They don't like it. Look, they feel like we're looking directly into their souls.
Some of them don't have souls.
This is true, especially if John's watching.
Yes. We are not even 10 minutes in. Not even 10 minutes in, already a no-soul Ginger joke. He's not even here to defend himself.
It's right.
I'm all right with this. Honestly, John, if you're listening or watching, you just got to deal with it today, buddy.
Oh, he's used to it.
I mean, we were going to do it whether he was here or not. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, it's true.
It really is true.
Yeah, he gets it all the time. He's used to it. He knows we do it out of love.
We do. We really do. We do it out of love.
We
It's
really
true.
do.
Now, like, are we talking about like the inappropriate type of love or the totally appropriate type of love?
Depends on my mood.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
John will be with us on Saturday night. He'll be selling merch for us.
Nice.
So-
It's gonna be a good time Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've completely dragged you guys out of your comfort zone.
Again?
It's what I'm good at. I'm really good at it. But look how well the last time turned out.
I saw the memory from, what was it, 2019. It was January 4th. I'm sitting at home watching TV, and you're just like, hey, so how you feeling about playing guitar? I'm like, dude, I haven't touched a guitar in like 10 years. You're like, good, you're going to come play guitar for us. I'm like, I'm doing what now?
Yep. It was like a Saturday morning, if I remember right.
I don't remember
It was
what day of the
something.
week. I just remember watching TV and getting that text. And the next thing I know, I'm like playing a show with Exham Priory.
Yes. Yes, you were. You were. It was a good time. I had
It
fun.
was, it was a great time.
We had like multiple practice spaces because we kept losing practice. Like, oh, shit. I
Yeah.
feel like that's one of the big things about being able to keep a band going. Having someplace to practice.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do that, then you can't. I mean, I guess you could play. It's not going to be good.
Oh, I mean, that's been like, oh man, why do we gotta go out to Lockport? Hey, at least we have a space.
That right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to. For those that are listening in, we're slapping each other right
Yes, we
now.
are.
We're having slap fights.
This is true.
I kind of
We are
realized
live on all WNY. So
We are.
speaking of all WNY, before I forget, because I will if we keep going and I don't mention this, nominations for the all WNY awards open up on February 1st. These are nominations, not votes.
2-1 or 2-1. Whatever. Yeah.
So
Nominate.
So go and nominate people for appropriate categories and bands for appropriate categories. Do not continually nominate bands because it's only going to count once. It's a nomination, not a vote.
Can we nominate Scott Leffler for every single category?
I'm surprised you guys haven't done that yet.
Oh, hi, Scott.
Everybody loves your earrings, dude.
Aw, thank you.
So I'm glad you put the headphones down because you had them around your neck and the earrings were.
Yeah, that's kind of why, because it kept like kind of poking me and kind of choking me.
Yeah,
And I mean, nothing wrong getting choked a little bit, but I wasn't really feeling it at that moment. It's all about the situation, guys. It's all about the situation.
Laura wants to know, who are these teenagers? She also says she'd pay to see John selling merch.
Well, then that's going to be our selling point for this Saturday. Come pay $10.
Right, nominate, not
John.
masturbate.
Come pay $10 to see John sell merch.
Yes.
We're going to set like a whole row of chairs up in front of it.
He's not going to be able to take credit cards for our second set because I need the iPad for my guitar chords. It's all covers. All covers the second set.
It's fine.
I know 3 of them, I think, by heart, and the other 2 I definitely need the thing for. So,
Joe, yeah. I've gone in with much less understanding of the song.
oh yeah, for sure.
Did you see the last season of the Nick and Dan show?
Yep. I was on the last season of the Nick and Dan show. Well, you're in the car pulling up chords to Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up and playing and like learning it and playing it on camera in the car.
I wasn't driving. I was not driving.
You were not driving. Dan was driving.
That is important. The Nick and Dan show and the ThinkSoJoE show strongly encourage safe driving habits.
Yes.
Don't learn, play, and sing and drive all at the same time, folks.
Right.
Multitasking. Time and a place.
You
More
guys,
you know.
You guys busted me out of jail. And you're just like, all right, we're going to sing Creeping Death. Go for it, Joe. Like, I'm like, okay, I know the words, but like, really?
Yep. And that happened.
And not even the first time I've sang that song in public. Because I sang it with Nuclear Winter when we were... So we got this Green Jello show coming up.
Was that Peach Fuzz's band, Nuclear Winter?
Yes.
Okay, good. I got it.
I'm like that's Joe
Peach
Lamoureux.
Fuzz.
Yeah, that's who that was. All right, yeah. We were supposed to play with Green Jello. It was supposed to be Yellow Sauce opening for Green Jello, with Nuclear Winter, Lazy Ass Destroyer, a couple of other bands. Just One More was one of them. And that's the Godsmack fan club. That's where that came from.
Yeah.
We were supposed to open for Green Jello. Bill decided to go home. So we didn't have Green Jello. So Montage was like, well, now we don't have a show. So all the local bands were like, fuck it, we'll find some place to play. And we went to this loft that I don't know if like Just One More was living there or if they were just playing there. I don't know what, like practicing or whatever. But like they had beds and couches and shit. I assume somebody was fucking living there. But all the rest of us, except for like half of Nuclear Winter, went there and played.
Who was in Just One More? Was that Ricky's?
That was Ricky and Brandon.
Brandon, okay.
Yeah.
So we played with them.
I think I booked that show.
No, we played with them out in Rochester.
Okay.
I want to say we played with them at the Skylark Lounge. It was us. Well, it was Wyatt Coyne was headlining. I want to say it was like one of their anniversary
Okay.
birthday shows. Them.
You guys can hear the wind.
Yeah. It's windy.
It's
County
fucking nuts
Kings.
out there. Yeah, okay.
I almost want to say Dreadnecks was on that show.
It's entirely possible. They were playing a lot with
And Just
all
One
those
More.
bands.
And us. And originally it was supposed to be at Fogo City, but they double booked, and we had to find Dewey had to find the spot last minute, and we went over to the Skylark Lounge. And right up the road, I forget what metal band was playing, but Russ Martin was in town. We actually met. I saw him like, fuck are you doing out here? Who was playing that night? It might have been Black Dahlia Murder. I know it's a heavy band I know the name of, but never got into. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Where the hell did we even start with this whole conversation?
We were talking about the first time I was supposed to play with Green Jello, and we ended up at this loft in Rochester. Well, Jasmine was there. She says probably the coolest place I've ever been for a show, hands down. It was a cool fucking place to jam and have we just had a little show. Green Jello played Buffalo the night before, And this was shortly after Lazy Ass Destroyer flipped his car over on a mountainside.
Yep, I remember that.
And Karina made him cookies that looked like they'd been flipped over in snow. And like car cookies. And so he's at this loft the next day, and I introduced myself. I'm like, hey man, did you get those cookies yesterday? He's like, that was you. I'm like, it was my girlfriend. He's like, dude, like. And then like later on, I'm sitting on a couch and I hear him telling everybody in the room this story, like, oh man, like I flipped my car on the mountain in Minnesota, and like somebody made me crashed car cookies last night, and they're fucking here. I'm like, yeah, hi, that was me. That was my idea.
It's like being super nice and the ultimate trolling all at the same time.
Oh, of course.
Which, I mean, you come to kind of expect that from the Green Jello.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Circle, along with the Godsmack fan club circle.
I do love Lazy Ass Destroyer. That's one of my favorite people to get to when I get to hang out with him every now and then. Like we played last year, 2 years ago now at Music Is Art 2022. We played, and he was playing right after us on the other side of the festival. So I was like, John was like, stop talking to people. I'm like, dude, give me your keys. Like, I'm going to go throw my shit in your car. I'm going to go catch Lazy Ass Destroyer set. I'll be back.
All right, really quick in the chat, Jess, my fiance just walked in and asked who the fuck Nick was. And she sang like Leland.
Nick, John, Gabriel, Lucido.
That's terrific. Oh, that's good. Hi, Jazz. Good to chat with you.
Mark says green jello covered by yellow sauce is a bad culinary mixture.
That really does sound like it's not going to end well for anybody.
Yeah, well, that was the first time I was supposed to play with green jello in Rochester. The second time we were going to play Bill's birthday show in 2020 at Montage, but of course 2020. And then so now third time's a charm. Hopefully we got this show coming up March 23rd. But before we get there, the Living Brain Dead are opening acoustically for Exham Priory this Saturday night.
It is this Saturday night.
At the Evening Star in Niagara Falls.
Yes, sir.
So
hence why I'm here, but also I happen to have a random Wednesday free, and I always like to come and see you, Joe. It's one of the few places where I actually don't need to put it in the GPS, and I have no clue what your actual street address is. I know.
You've been here enough times, man.
I just go on autopilot. But yeah,
you've been here enough times.
We're doing my 40th birthday party this weekend.
Yes,
13th at the Evening Star in the Falls.
Yours is going much better than mine went. So.
My 40th birthday party, or
yeah, your 40th birthday party.
Oh.
Mine, everybody got COVID before the show. Everybody got it was originally us, Claymore, and who the fuck else was on this bill? I forget. Smitten for Trash. And Claymore texts us like, yo, we got COVID, we can't play. Like, all right, so we found a band to replace Claymore. Mm-hmm. Then Smitten for Trash is like, yo, we got COVID, we can't play. Fuck. Like, all right, we replaced Claymore. And then my bass player at the time, Ryan, he was like, dude, I got COVID, I can't play. Like, fuck. So, and of course, Ryan was always my ride to John's house.
right.
So, like, I went and I'm getting, like, COVID tests all fucking weekend, like, trying to, and everything's coming up negative. Mm-hmm. But they're like, you should still wear a mask just in case. So I'm, like, wearing a mask at my own fucking birthday show where we had, like, I think one paid through the door. So I ended up having to pay the door guy and the sound guy.
Was that a good bar?
No, that was at Nietzsche, at Stamps.
Gotcha.
Stamps, yeah. So.
Yeah, the Rona. Shit, the last time I tried to do a birthday show, got screwed up by COVID. It was supposed to be us, Grosh, and Station Wagon at the Evening Star. Like the day before, Grosh got COVID, like the entire band. Mm-hmm. Station Wagon, their drummer at the time, had a positive and a false, so they played it safe, and then it's like, well, we're literally like days before, and we were playing there 2 weeks later for Jabba. his memorial show.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
not
the
for
memorial.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this had to be 2021, 2022.
Jabba got into metal because he used to come to ThinkSoBrain shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to book
Oh yeah,
the Junes all the time. What was it? Big Mouth? Big Mouth Productions was his.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, so like he used to book a lot of hip hop acts, and then
Yep.
he started coming to ThinkSoBrain shows, and like started booking metal bands, and like take a little credit for that, but you know, rest in peace, Jabba.
Yes.
He was a good dude.
Well, I say we played. Well, I was in Lucid Fire at that point, I think.
Right.
But I want to say we played a show or two for Jabba with you guys.
I don't think Jabba was. I don't think Jabba booked that one. I think that was what the fuck was her name? Danielle.
Oh,
I can't remember what her company was called though.
yeah, something baby.
Yeah, something like somewhere around there.
Yes, Danielle Bavacqua.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't. And come to think of it, I don't know if she booked that one. We might have booked that one because wasn't that us and you and Metaphor, which is Sean Mays, right? So. Mm-hmm. So that might have been something we booked. I have no idea, man.
And we're going back like
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
15
Long
plus
time
years.
ago. Yes.
Yeah. But no, I'm super excited for this show on Saturday. We're
It's gonna be a
doing
good time.
I mean, one, we're making you guys play acoustic.
Yeah.
I am totally looking forward to seeing what the hell you do.
Jill was like, "Why did he pick us?" I'm like, "He wanted his friends."
That's specifically why. So suck it.
I was looking like the previous text messages from you before you texted asking to come on the show this week were, "Hey man, who do you know as far as singer-songwriters?" And me
Right.
giving you a list of them.
I went with none of them.
And
None
then
of them at all.
you're just like, "So I want you and Jill to play."
Yep. I'm like, I don't want any of those people. I even did a post on Facebook, like, just seeing who's out. I had so many great talents, really great talents. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, I kind of want my friends for my birthday. So,
Right.
got you guys.
Yeah. We appreciate being asked, and I think we put together a couple of decent sets, so
I'm quite excited.
hopefully we don't fuck them up too badly.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing 2 sets as well.
The first set is all our originals, so we'll do them okay, I think.
Really selling the crowd here, Joe. Really selling the crowd. Hey,
Come
you guys
see us fuck up all these songs we're about to play. That's the selling point, man. And John's gonna be selling merch.
Again, that is our selling point.
That's the selling point.
Come see the Soulless Kid selling merch.
I have all these children's books that I make John read because it's funny. Now you got to see him do math.
Oh man. Yeah, this. You know what? I think we should have an upcharge for this. This is more entertainment than I was originally anticipating on having. Nah, $10. $10. Come on down. See the Soulless Kid sell stuff. He can't sell his soul because he doesn't have one.
I had a buddy of mine texted me earlier. I've still got from when I went to New York in August. I've still got some Metallica stuff that I bought for him, and he was like, "Yo, when can I come get this Metallica stuff?" And I was expecting him last Tuesday, and he never got a hold of me. So I was like, "Dude, listen, I'm coming to Niagara Falls on Saturday night. I got a gig. Like, come to the gig. I'll give you, you can get your stuff." And also, he wanted to talk about going to like Bethel to see Limp Bizkit, and like that's been a thing I've been trying to get on John about because I know John wants to see Limp Bizkit. So I'm like, dude, come to the show
They were pretty awesome live.
because my buddy that's gonna go to Limp Bizkit, he'll be there, and I'll bring your stuff. That way you don't have, that way we could kill all these birds with one stone, right? Like I will text you as soon as we're loaded in. Like we're at Evening Star, so. I'm doing whatever I can to get people in the door here.
Yes.
So
holding merch hostage. Check. Soulless Kid. Check. Oh wait, no, we're taking one check away. There's no soul there to check for.
Right?
Music. Check.
Music.
Check.
Definitely music.
Come down. Because, we're doing the unplugged, and then we're going to fire up the electrics. I think the big question is, what songs made it onto which set list?
I was gonna ask if they were two completely different set lists.
Oh yeah, completely different.
Okay.
No duplicates on
right.
any of these. I don't want to say no repeat because I think that's like a Metallica thing. I don't want to run the risk of them having that like trademark.
You got to see my
Yeah,
my
that's
Tumblr earlier.
Yeah,
so.
that's nice. That's nice.
And my guitar picks that I got at the shows.
But yeah, no repeats the entire evening from us. Completely different sets. There are some that made it to the acoustic set list that will leave some people surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
It should be a good time, though.
I'm very interested in seeing what you guys have for us.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done acoustic since our first album release. We did one 30-minute set.
You guys did an acoustic set opening for a certain...
Oh, you mean Smile Empty Soul? Yeah, we opened up for Smile Empty Soul and Toy Called God.
Well, who hasn't opened up for Smile Empty Soul?
It doesn't matter. They're nice guys.
They're fucking wonderful.
You know what?
Sean was more interested in smoking weed than hearing what his band meant to me, but that's okay.
Whatever, I get that. But you know what? I liked them specifically for the fact that they were there at the beginning of the show, at their merch table, watching every band play.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
I really liked that.
They didn't do that when we played when Think So Brain played with them way back at Broadway Joe's. Now, didn't you guys open acoustic for Trapped as well?
I mean, we try to write them out of history completely because fuck those assholes.
My point being, most of the people that were there to see you.
I know. I mean, all right, that sounded way more conceited than I actually meant it to be. I didn't mean it that way, but we sold a lot of tickets. Like, I want to say, the promoter even mentioned, like, we outsold them significantly.
See, you have the bragging rights of doing that directly on a show with them. Mm-hmm. We just did it on the same weekend as them. We did like 70 something paid through the door, and they did like 17.
We've also
by the way, I got Michael Graves canceled for a third straight time.
Good job, buddy.
Fuck that guy.
We've also outsold him on his own fucking show.
Yep.
We've outsold Doyle like 3 times.
Doyle wanted to pull the plug on you and Cam stood in the fucking way.
Yeah. He said, first of all, look at the size of their bass players. Second of all, almost everybody in this room got tickets from them.
Yeah. I left before Doyle went on. I stayed for you. Went and caught a bus home.
Like I really like Doyle's legacy as far as music goes.
Sure.
I don't know if it was their manager or what the deal was with that whole situation. It definitely kind of pissed me off, but in the end it all worked out because they couldn't turn us off. We just turned our amps up louder until they turned the house music off.
Right. Laura wants to know, where did you find this guy and why hasn't he been on the show before? This guy's been on the show plenty of times.
Right, you've seen me and heard me.
Yes.
I recognize that name.
Yes.
You have like a very small core.
It's because you got the haircut now, so now you look a little different, I guess.
Yeah, I do change it constantly. I was wondering if you were actually going to mention anything. Like, everybody that's seen it so far has been, like, utter shock. Like, even my brother-in-law, he kept, like, side-eyeing me the whole time he was at our house the other night.
I've known you long enough to not be surprised when your hair changes.
You've seen so many hairstyles.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of before, your current era, but
Yeah.
I've seen you rock a lot of hairstyles. A lot of the time though was it dreads or
it was braids.
Okay, I couldn't remember. That's right.
You said braids. Laura's gonna be active in the chat again any second now. But no, the braids and the goatee. Yeah, that was the that was the Think So Brain look. And then I cut my hair for a little while, so I had like shorter hair and was rocking that. It was red. I had that for a little while in Think So Brain, and then I started losing my hair, and I've been bald ever since. So.
There's hair. You got kind of like a Friar Tuck thing going.
Right. Yeah,
if you really wanted to, you should.
George Costanza.
You should just own that. You should own it, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day. I was talking to John because he was like, how do you cope with like losing your hair? I'm like, dude, I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin on an MTV game show back in the day. And he was talking about like, oh, some guys can't own up to their baldness like Bruce Willis. Like, oh, okay. Like, dude, if it's cool enough for Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's cool enough for me, right? Like,
But no, I think you should like go the whole George Costanza. I'm even seeing a Christmas album for the Living Brain Dead.
Oh,
you know,
jeez.
Festivus for the rest of us, and it's just you. And then John could play the father yelling at you, and you could be George. I'm telling. See,
right.
This writes itself. It writes itself.
Coming up Friday night at Milky's on Elmwood at 522 Elmwood Avenue. It is Ryan Garnett's birthday show with Stress Dolls, Ian McEwen, Silo, and Goodbye Metro. That's at 9 p.m. at Milky's. Join us celebrating the 42nd birthday. Man, he's old. Of Struggling Productions head honcho, Ryan Garnett. I say that with as much disdain as possible. I love Ryan. I really do. It's a professional rivalry. Okay. $10 at the door. Doors at 8:30. Music at 9. 21 and up with valid ID. Again, that's Silo, Ian McEwen, Goodbye Metro, and this band, Stress Dolls, on all WNY. Think So Joe Show. This song called Ghostwriter.
Well, I can't turn away. No, I can't rework the plots. Already wrote the end, but it isn't what you want. Try to ignore the edits, but it doesn't mean they're gone. Still hidden, locked and loaded, like guilt you prey upon. Tucking leftover questions, the what, the where, and why. It feels like you're the ghost writer in the pages of this life. Pages of this life. Already wrote the end, but it isn't what you want.
Stress Dolls on all WNY Think So Joe Show. I got a bone to pick with Struggling Productions.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm on this page and I see that their description of their business model is, we don't put on concerts, we throw parties. That was my fucking gimmick when I was doing all WNY booking. That was literally, I was like, we throw parties disguised as concerts. So Ryan's stealing my bit.
So, like, you should challenge him to, like, a celebrity boxing match or something. We could raise money for, I don't know, Buy John a Soul Fund or some shit. I'm just spitballing here. If anybody thinks that these two should have a boxing match, you know, knock down, drag out, you know, nothing off the table here. Just like, comment, heart, throw an angry face. Send all your hate mail to Scott Leffler. Please somehow find a way to flash his address on here like we used to.
There is a...
Oh, I hate it when we did that.
there is a video out there of Ryan and I kind of arguing about our podcasts.
Well, yeah,
and then we beat up Scott Leffler. It was for the All WNY Awards.
Right, I was saying
years ago.
Yeah, that was what, 4 years ago or so.
It was probably longer than that, honestly. We did that in my backyard here. It was like, we were doing the awards, and it was going to be the first year that it was like fully under all WNY control. Like Greg Burt had nothing to do with it.
Right.
And we love Greg Burt, by the way.
Yes.
But we were like, what do we do to promote it? And I'm just sitting here, and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. What if we just do a thing where it's me and Ryan shoving each other and just like, the struggle is real, the Think So Joe show. And then Scott comes in and goes, here's the thing. And then we yell no, and we beat him up. And then, like, literally the next morning, we're in my backyard shooting this video.
You have a backyard?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever looked outside the back of this house before. Go figure.
Swimming pool back there.
Is it yours?
I can use it.
All right, so it's practically yours then.
Practically mine.
Practically, which is just as good as actually.
Yeah. But yeah, we just set up a fucking camera on a tripod and just did it in one take.
All right.
And it's just, you can actually see us like turn around and kind of laugh at the end of it because it had to go 30 seconds.
Yep, I do remember that.
But yeah, that's fun. John always brings that up all the time. He's like, oh, the struggle is real, and they were fighting, and then they beat up the other guy. Like,
yes, yeah, beat up the other guy. That's Scott. That's Scott. Hi, Scott.
All WNY award nominations open up February 1st. Nominations.
Nominate Scott Leffler. Everything.
And then go to his office and add everything you can think of to his fucking Alexa shopping list.
I miss adding things to his shopping list. There were definitely some late night texts that I got from him asking what the hell. Worded a little more coarsely at times, but yeah.
I was half tempted last week because I had so many people on the show. I was half tempted to be like, Scott, can I use your office this week? Just so I have room to put all these people.
Is he still in that gigantic room?
I think he is. I'm not entirely positive.
I liked him there.
Yeah.
We shot some fun videos in there for sure.
I was just talking with my bass player the other day. We were talking about the nomination because I actually got the text from Scott about the nominations. I got that on the way to band practice.
Yeah, he texted me too, actually.
And I was like, yeah, I got I could plug it, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm telling my bass player about like that first year when it was Scott and Ryan and I, and Ryan was like dog sitting for these rich people. And we got to go to this fucking really nice fucking house out in the middle of nowhere and just like had this incredible view, right? And we're just like playing all the music that's been nominated. We're just listening because we're taking everything that's nominated. And I think this is what Scott's still doing. I don't know. He didn't ask me to work with him this year. He said, if you want to work with me, you can. I haven't decided yet because I kind of like doing it. I also kind of don't have time. But we all got together. We're all like going through the nominations. We're all listening to all this music. And there was this one band, and this is why I make it clear that this is a nomination, not a vote. Is because every year we get a band that will nominate themselves for every category and do it multiple times.
Oh, that's annoying.
And that first year, I don't know if I want to call out this band because I don't think they exist anymore, but I don't know what happened to the members of the band, so I don't want to. I might be friends with them, unbeknownst to me. Probably not, because I know I blocked one of them. So there's this band, and they did that. They nominated themselves in every category multiple times.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, we'll leave it unsaid because I feel like a few of the members are still in active roles.
Sure.
Yeah.
We listened to this band. We're like, these guys fucking suck. So they didn't get the actual nomination because it was a committee vote. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you think? You want to put this band in? Well, you want to put this band in? You want to put this? Like, we would narrow it down to 5, and then you would vote out of the 5. And that band that nominated themselves for every fucking category did not get nominated for anything. 0. They were not good. And then, I don't know how the fuck this ended up happening, but they basically started talking shit about disabled people, which Karina and Ryan, both disabled.
Super weird, like left turn there too. Like
Yeah, I don't know.
bizarre pivot.
I don't know how we got involved in this, but they started basically shit talking disabled people.
Like, you know what? I'm mad that we didn't get the nominations. Let's take it out of the handicap.
I don't think they knew I had anything to do with that. I think this is just, I don't know if like we were booking them or we were playing them on the show or what the fuck happened, but somehow, you know, they started saying shit about, like, I think it had to do with like Karina not being able to work, right? You know, because at the time she wasn't really able to work.
Right.
And obviously this upset Karina, this upset me, and it upset Ryan, who's also disabled, right? So we're like, we're like calling them out on their bullshit, and they go, you know, and I said, they were like, oh, we're such a good band, like, oh, I said, you guys we're not booking you guys anymore. They're like, oh, we're blacklisting you.
I'm
like,
I'm really curious about something.
I'm like, we're gonna blacklist you guys. Like, we're not booking you anymore. They're like, oh, now who's gonna book us at Stamps? And we told, yep, that would be who it is. Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
I know people rag on me for my memory sometimes, but I
no,
remember stuff.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So
I took their name off. I'm not hit, but okay.
But they're like,
that. Fuck them.
They're like, oh, who's gonna book us at Stamps? And when we told Greg about it, like, Greg, these guys are assholes. You might not want to book them. Like, it's not like we don't know other people either. You know what I mean? Like,
and no, they were.
And there's this whole thing of, I'm like, I said, you know, I said something like, oh, their band sucks anyway. And then I felt bad and I deleted it, and one of the dudes had happened to see it first and screenshotted it and posted it on his own timeline. He's like, oh, look at this, like, this guy is hurting our feelings. And I'm like, so I comment, I'm like, dude, we had a committee. You guys nominated yourselves for the All WNY Awards. Mm-hmm. We had a committee of 3 people. We sat there and we listened to every single band that got nominated. Every single one of them. And your band was unanimously rejected immediately. Yes, you guys suck. And then I got blocked. So
yeah, they weren't good live either. We actually
I don't know if I've ever seen them live, but
well, when all that happened, they were already on our shit list. Again, we're not naming the band out of appropriateness, because not everybody in that band was a dick, but there were certain members in that were. And when all this, I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We played Sugar City with them. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was like one of their first couple of shows. They were super excited. And like, we were like, all right, let's support these guys. We bought merch, because they actually had a pretty cool logo from what I remember. Mm-hmm. Very sharp. And they're like, all right, I wouldn't mind wearing that logo. They finished playing, packed up and left. Like, they were gone before the next band even went on. And I remember Dan and I, my bass player, we literally sat there and went, what the fuck? We had spent like $40-something at their merch table to support, and gone. Mm-hmm. Gone. And I always I shouldn't harp on this, but I do. I know, listen, if you're listening, you're getting annoyed right now, like, well, some people have like families and kids and work. I get that. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people who don't have anything else going on. They just don't feel like sticking around and supporting. That's a jerk move. When you're just going home to sit on your couch, that's not cool.
If you're leaving, at least let somebody know you're fucking leaving.
I guess that too, as far as like just etiquette, like, hey, we've got to take off, because they disappear. Like, we all kind of look, because it was us, them, Wyatt Coyne, and I forget who the other band was on that bill. Mm-hmm. It was one of the few, like, only dry shows we ever played, because obviously Sugar City was a dry venue. I loved it there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it through the pandemic. They were one of the unfortunate venues that shut down because of everything. But I remember all of us kind of look around like, where did those guys go? Mm-hmm. I want to say that actually that was the first show that I met Ashton and the family. Now
Yeah.
that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first show where I got to meet them. Yeah, River was like a little kid at that point. Like he was still.
River's always gonna be a little kid.
I
to me,
know,
too.
but now he's like a grown adult and stuff, and playing in shred bands from what I've seen.
It was awesome seeing when you guys played Rapid seeing Ashton because I hadn't seen him in forever.
Yeah, same here. I was super like he got a great big hug
Congratulations
from
to
me.
him and Allie too.
I know.
They just got married, so
I would say they tied the knot. Good for them. And
About
then
to have
the
a baby.
baby's coming
Yeah.
soon.
very soon.
Because they knew at Rapids, because they dropped the news there. I think
That's when I
all of
found
us-
out.
Yeah, we were all together outside, and they dropped the news. So Yes.
That's the closest I'm ever going to get to having a grandkid because my kid don't want kids, Jasmine don't want kids, so and he's the only one of my kids that's going to have kids. So
hey, I got nieces and nephews. I got plenty of them. I'm good. I don't need kids or grandkids.
I'm happy that I have a kid, and I'm also very happy that she's 19 and I don't got to worry about her no more. So
So the joys of hip knocking, getting kids early. Like all right. Early and now you can actually enjoy life.
I'm in my 40s and I get to be I get to not worry about shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 cats. Be grateful. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm of the mindset of I understand that sometimes you have to leave a show.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it, but at least let people know you're leaving. Don't just fucking bail on people.
Right.
We booked a band I booked a band on a show before I got back into playing music.
Mm-hmm.
Booked a band on a show at Mr. Goodbar, and it was the same night as Karina's MS benefit that she always puts on in Burt,
Yes.
which I didn't realize when I booked it. It was the first year that we were together on that date, so it was like she was booked. She's like, I'm looking for bands for this date. I'm like, I have a show on that date. And then she told me what the show was. I'm like, oh.
Wah wah.
So I went to her show with Brian, who opened.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brian drove me to Good Bar with a stop at Revolver Records on Hurdle on the way. That was my first time ever going into Revolver Records. Thanks, Brian, for that very expensive hobby. Especially now that they have that Elmwood location. Yes.
Look at the ball.
Lots, and over here. Lots of them.
Oh yeah.
Lots of them.
Hey, there's things on the other side of you. Look at that.
Anyway, but before the show, I said I was donating my cut, and Inherent Vice said they were donating their cut to the MS benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the bands, I'm not gonna name names because I actually like this band, and I'm not, it's been years, and I don't really give a fuck anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the bands took off without saying anything. Didn't say shit to me. So I'm like, all right, I guess they don't want to get paid. I'm just going to put their cut towards this MS benefit. And I said that out loud to Zach from Archers, who was sitting next to me. And he was like, oh, yeah, take mine too. Like, all right, cool. And then Of Night and Light was the last band. I'm like, hey, you guys, I didn't really know Cam that well at that point, but I was like, hey, you guys want to donate to this cause? I was like, yeah, sure. So we took 100% of what we made at Good Bar and donated it to that MS charity mostly because one of the bands took off early without saying anything to anybody. And it's like, well, you're not getting paid. There's still cash in this room that I owe to Cardboard Homestead because they played a show for me and told me ahead of time that they had to take off early.
I still have money for why am I blanking from the last show?
AC Anton.
Yeah, ACN. And I still have $50 for them from our last. And I'm like, I'll sit on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's their money. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I'll bump into Ian eventually and be like, yo, here's
Right.
your $30, dude. Like, it's not much. They don't really give a fuck about it, but it's like, no, you guys played this show. I pay my bands. Mm-hmm. I pay you what I can. It's not much, but I pay you what I can. Like,
Right.
You're not making much money being an original artist.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It really is. It's unfortunate, but
oh
well.
That which is why we have this show, because we want to get ears on bands that you might not be listening to and might not know about it from your local area, because you're gonna exactly. You're gonna know about
Or
yes, or yeah.
somewhere over there. I'm close.
He's reaching for the nipple. That's what he's going for. Anyway.
Oh yeah, you know it. You know it.
But the point being, we're trying to get ears on bands you might not necessarily know. Like you're gonna know these bands that are playing on the radio because they're played all the fucking time. But you know, what's your favorite band?
We both know who my favorite band is, Joe. Who is my favorite band?
You're a huge Metallica fan.
Fucking A, I am.
So, but here's the thing, like. Before you heard Metallica, did you know any Metallica songs?
No, that's not how it works. You haven't heard something yet. Wait.
My point exactly. You didn't know anything by this band, and now they're your favorite band because you heard them. Somebody played them for you. You heard them. You're like, yo, I like this, and then you were like, yo, I gotta hear more. Yeah. And you went and you listened, and you bought back then you had to buy the albums or borrow them or
Or somebody make you a copy of the cassette.
Exactly, make you a copy of the cassette.
If they had enough money to own one of those tape decks that had 2 tape decks.
Like that one.
No, don't think I didn't see that back there. You're missing a cover, though.
When I ordered it, it had a cover. I don't know what the hell happened to the cover. It wasn't in the box.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, well. I got it used, dude, for like $25. I ain't complaining about it.
Oh,
it works.
Yeah, I would say that doesn't suck as much anymore.
As long as it fucking works, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Nice.
Because I bought one before for $25 that looked great, but it didn't work.
$25 paperweight.
Yep. I tried to fix it, and that didn't go well at all.
How much did you spend on trying to fix it?
It wasn't much. It was like $10 for the
$35 paperweight.
Little rubber band things, It didn't fucking go well, but so I just was like, oh, let me see if I can get another one for $25, and it works. It plays tapes. I'm so happy about that.
There you go.
I was listening to when I was getting ready. I have the Alexa in the bathroom, so I was listening to music, and it played "Regulators" by Warren G. I'm like, I have this tape out in the dining room. I should listen to this at some point. But but my point being, like, you don't know what you don't know. So, like, what's
how it works.
What's the next band we're playing? Wasted Space, right? If I don't play this if you never heard this Wasted Space band, right? Then you've never heard them. You don't know if you're gonna like them or not. So my goal is to play them. Hopefully somebody likes them, and hopefully somebody says, "Hey, this band's playing on Friday night. Let's go see them."
Also, John, J-O-H-N. That's a great song right there. That's like one of the first Ozzy songs that I heard.
I'm Coming Home, yeah.
Well, I first heard him in Black Sabbath, but like post,
right.
That was like one of the first solo songs that I heard by Ozzy. And then I think I heard Crazy Train after that. Great start to that love right there.
Steph asks do you want to build a snowman?
I mean, do we have enough? That's not a window.
No, there's a window over there. There's not enough snow out here.
You understand, like my term, like, oh,
he thought there was a window over there. There's not.
Those aren't blinds.
Nope, those are acoustic foam.
All right.
It's appropriate Steph's here because the next song that we're going to play in about 7 minutes is called Taylor Swift. Stephanie, they haven't talked about Taylor Swift yet.
No. No, everybody keeps trying. I'm just not a fan.
I've got 2 Taylor Swift albums.
That's all right.
And one of them I haven't opened yet, and it is the most expensive album. It's worth the most out of my entire collection.
You haven't opened it?
I haven't opened it yet. I bought it. It was a record store day exclusive. Mm-hmm. There's a new band in town, but you can't get the sound from a story in a magazine. Joe made me think of this lyric talking about a new band to play. Yeah. But yeah, you can read about bands. You're not gonna you gotta listen to them to know if you're gonna like them, right? She's been a record store day ambassador the last couple of years. 2 years ago, it was a 7-inch single of I think the song was called The River or something like that. Steph can correct me in the comments because I bought that record for her.
She says yay.
Yes, she says yay because we're talking. The next song's called Taylor Swift.
Wait, did she just yay herself in the story?
The Lakes. That was the no. It's on a little bit of a delay.
I'm still going with my like. I like her. I like her. She yayed herself like Steph. Yay!
The Lakes. I bought it was a 45 of this song called The Lakes, and I bought it, and then like Steph and I didn't talk for a minute. And I'm like just watching this record go up in value and up in value and up in value, and it's like 10 times what I fucking paid for it. She still got it for I don't know, I think did I just give it to you or did you give me the $10? I don't remember. but yeah, she's got this super rare. It's more rare than the one I have. That's the most expensive one in my collection. So this year when she put out Folklore: The Long Pond Sessions as a record store day exclusive, I think it was like 10,000 copies. It was like, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna put it on the shelf. I might listen to it because I got Midnights and I really like that album. The Long Pond Studios sessions are the expensive one. Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But also that single of the Lakes is super expensive too. Probably less so, I think, that because it's only one song, but the Folklore Long Pond Sessions. And I've just been debating whether I want to open it and keep it and play it or like just keep letting it appreciate in value because like for the longest time you could get them at retail. Mm-hmm. And then just one day it's like, oh, it's going for $200 now. Okay. So I think it was crazy. On a whim I bought Linkin Park Hybrid Theory not knowing who the band was back in 2000. Bought the CD besides Ozzy, never heard an album where I like every song. That's a great album. I've got the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary or some shit over here.
I think that's the only Linkin Park album I ever actually owned.
I owned Reanimation.
Was that the
which was the remixes of Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
And for Record Store Day a few years ago, they released Meteora on blue. Mm. So I got it on blue vinyl.
Oh, you know what? Would we qualify when they did the crossover with Jay-Z album?
Sure.
Would we qualify
Yeah.
that? Okay,
Sure.
so I've owned two Linkin Park albums then.
That's the only reason I own Lulu is because Metallica's on it.
It's not a good album. I'm sorry. I've gone back and re-listened to a lot of stuff.
Let me tell you the story of how I ended up with Lulu. Was Brian had been looking for it for the longest time. And they stopped pressing it on vinyl like almost instantly, right?
So for reasons.
It was very difficult to find on vinyl. We were at Revolver one day and I'm flipping through the Metallica section for whatever reason. I own all their fucking albums. What am I going through the Metallica section for?
Yeah, maybe you find a rare Japan issue. Who knows?
Well, I'm like, oh shit, they have Lulu. I'm like, Brian. They had one copy. I'm like, Brian, you're looking for this, aren't you? He goes, yeah, you don't want it? Dude, you want it more than I do. Take it. And then we got up to the counter and we found out that it was a CD and a book. And the book happens to be about the size of a record, like a LP box set.
Right.
And he's like, well, I don't have a CD player, but I'm going to buy it anyway because I've been looking for this. Right? And he goes, oh, I'll buy it anyway. So he bought it. Yeah, I see that.
I would let you call in. I absolutely would.
So then Metallica was having like an online, like a sale on their web store. And I bought Lulu for way less than what Brian paid for it. Same exact thing, the book with the CD. Mm-hmm. Bought the exact same thing for way less than what Brian paid for it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I've listened to it once.
I've listened to it multiple times. I won't lie, because I've gone. You hear something like Megadeth's Risk. It's not a good album, but you go back and you re-listen years. It's like, all right, there are moments on that album that are awful.
Right.
That one though, no. I've gone back years later, and it's like, nope. Time has not made me grow fonder of this.
I don't remember hating it, but it was also like I listened to it once. I'm good.
It sounds like Metallica was like they had a bunch of random studio jams that
it was
Lou
like
Reed
that
just rapped over.
That Metallica Blacklist that came out alongside the Black Album box a couple of years ago. And I was like, I don't want to spend the money on this. And then I listened to it. Like, it came out, I think, the day of Music is Art a couple of years ago. And I just listened to it, like, in between Music is Art sessions. And was like, dude, I don't want this.
Right. Like, hey, would you like to hear 8 different versions of the same song by 8 artists that you probably don't like?
I never want to hear Weezer cover Metallica ever again.
No. Weezer should stop doing covers. I'm sorry,
I like some of their covers.
They don't do anything with them. They could have done something awesome with Africa, but they just went, we're gonna play Africa.
We'll get to more comments when we come back from this next song break. But coming up on Friday night at Buffalo Ironworks, who canceled that Michael Graves show. Happy to say. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Good job. Is Inertia. It's the Human Element. I didn't realize it was a release party, or I would have looked to see if that was available. Album release party takes place at Ironworks on Friday, January 12th, 2024, with special guests Wasted Space, Sully, and Pale Hell.
That's a great band name. Pale Hell.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's at Buffalo Ironworks, 49 Illinois Street here in Buffalo. Tickets are $12 advance, $15 day of the show, 18 plus. And doors are at 7, shows at 8 p.m. This is Wasted Space on all WNY Think So Joe show. Song's called Taylor Swift. And here it is. That was Wasted Space on all WNY Think So Joe show. The song called Taylor Swift. I think that might have been a cover. I wasn't paying any attention to the lyrics because we were having a conversation about bands who get naked on stage.
Yeah, we've apparently this band or that band gets naked on stage is what you said.
That is literally John and Jill are obsessed with them. They go to like every show they can. She's like, oh, they're gonna get naked. They're gonna get naked, and I'm just like, I saw them at Mohawk, and I'm like, this is like, I've seen other bands do this same shtick, better bands do this same shtick. No offense to them. They're a great band. Like, you just heard them, right?
Right, they're good.
But like, you know, the getting naked on stage thing doesn't appeal to me.
No. This is not. This is not the movies. This is not pre-approved for public nudity.
The naked dudes on stage thing does not appeal to me.
Right, we're not. Nobody's Flea. This is not gonna work.
Red Hot Chili Peppers have gotten naked on stage.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, that comment popped up.
Yep. What can I say? I'm good with that timing. But we're like Lazy Ass Destroyer, bringing them back up. We've not fully naked, but pretty.
That's the
Pretty
level of
close.
nudity you get out of Wasted Space. They're in like boxer briefs.
And then
Dad,
Seth,
please do not get naked on stage. Don't worry about that. I'm too fucking fat for that.
And then I mean Seth, we were just because I know you mentioned you guys got a show
Final
Love
Decline,
Box coming up soon. Seth used to play bass for Final Decline. We played. I want to say it was a Halloween show with them at Stamps. Seth is wearing like this full bodysuit. They are literally like the sound guy just gave them the go to start playing. Seth takes the bodysuit off, and it's just a Speedo, and not like a Speedo brand bathing suit. It's an actual Speedo.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So was I.
Dewey's tagging them in the comments now.
Yes. Yes.
He's friends with those guys. I saw him at that show.
And
It doesn't appeal to me, but the music's good. They're a good band. They're great. They're fun.
Jonas doesn't want to see that level of nudity.
I am, but that doesn't appeal to me as much as it does to John, apparently. But they are playing at Ironworks this Friday night, opening for Inertia, who are releasing their new album, The Human Element, which, again, if I realized it was a album release, I would have checked to see if the album was up and probably played something off that instead. Joe also said he would barbecue and didn't barbecue anyway.
Again, we talked about that earlier.
Andrew
We did.
Abdel is in the chat. He said when he had some white ass legs when he wore a thong when playing in Pollock.
Yes,
So,
yes, he did. And you say that like you don't still have pasty white legs.
right.
Pictures or it didn't happen. Pictures or it didn't happen.
jeez. What are you inviting to my comment section on?
You listen. You know what I bring every time
I am aware.
I come here.
I am aware.
Something doesn't work, or something like this occurs,
It's bad enough that my nipples pop out occasionally on stage.
and they just got a little bit of a rub from me earlier.
They did. They absolutely did.
You're all welcome for that. This is free.
Yes.
Some people charge for this. It's called OnlyFans, and we do it for free for you.
Uh huh. Andrew says there's pictures somewhere, but he doesn't think they're appropriate for the kids.
Fair. All right, you can just send that into Joe's DMs. Also, drop that to Scott Leffler, too. He's going to need to be CC'd on this.
Yes. Just at least I'll know it's coming. Scott's just gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Even better. I feel like that's generally Scott and I's relationship. He gets blindsided
Scott
regularly.
being, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, absolutely. I've worked with you guys in that office.
Oh,
so.
yeah. He was super happy once he found out that we were flashing the actual mailing address for stuff. Yeah, that was great. That was a good time.
I went back and watched some of those intros. Actually, I think I watched the supercut you guys did of those intros.
Yep, supercut.
Where I'm just progressively getting drunker and drunker.
Studio magic. Oh.
Like fake Miracle Whip. Why is there fake Miracle?
That wasn't so much because he was acting drunk. That was a legitimate question.
That was
too.
definitely.
We were very
fake Miracle Whip in Scott's fridge.
We were very upset. I don't even like that type, but fake. Come on, Scott Leffler. You can do better.
John
do
Johnson
better.
says Angus Young of AC/DC would strip during his concerts. He said, "I heard you get arrested doing that." Yeah,
I mean, Jim Morrison did too. He did get arrested for it. Yes, he did. Turns out you shouldn't whip your willy out when you're in Florida.
Yeah.
Which is peculiar because it's Florida. It's shaped like a willy, and also it's Florida.
The most level of nudity you'll see from me on stage is if you come to, usually at Music's Art I'll wear shorts, so I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff T-shirt, so like
I really think
you see my arms and my calves.
Hear me out, Burt Reynolds, Boogie Nights. Just some cutoffs. I want you wearing cowboy boots. We're gonna oil you up. This should be your music is art look. Think about how much easier you'll move through that crowd too if we oil you up some.
That is true.
Just slipping right through.
That is true.
Again,
we got around music is art pretty good this year. We made it from Grosh's set over to Kevin Sampson in the night shift.
Yeah. They started early though because we were there and then Kevin got the word he had to run because he was obviously there to see Megan.
Right. And then they both came and saw us play, which was cool as shit. So
yes, they're good people.
I love about music is art, man. People that wouldn't normally just be like, oh, we got to go see the Living Brain Dead are there watching us.
Hey, music is art. How about you pick Exham Priory this year, please? That'd be great.
Yeah, we've been fortunate to be picked the last couple of years. Actually, the last 3 years. We just by the time they let us know 3 years ago, it was like, dude, one of our members lives in New Jersey.
Right, like that was super last minute.
We cannot do this tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But they have. I mean, it was this stage they had us on this year. This past year was. It
was nice.
Was just amazing. The level of talent on that stage, that was a stage I would book. Yeah,
that was nice. That was a nice lineup there too.
You get to start with like Skyway, and then like Gimme Gimme played, and like later in the night was Abandoned Trains, right? And just Urban Achievers, rather, Angels, one of Angel's other bands.
Yes,
with Robbie Takehack of the Goo Goo Dolls. And when I went over there to catch some of their set, I saw somebody else I wanted to see, and I can't think of who it is off the top of my head, but there was so many bands. It was Skamagachi. So many good bands on that stage. That was like the stage for this year's Music is Art. Like, regardless of the fact that we were off in one of the auxiliary rinks and not on the main stage, you know.
I ran that entire day, but I caught pretty much everybody that I set out to see that day.
Same.
Which was kind of an impressive feat on my own. I'm very proud of myself. I caught everyone.
My goal for Music is Art every year, because we do a Music is Art showcase where we'll play for the bands that are playing. Mm-hmm. And my goal every year is to see at least the 4 bands that I've picked to play. Because then I can, because we do them kind of like in time frames, you know, like here's a band to see in the first couple hours. Here's a band to see the second set, the third hour, and the fourth hours, you know, like, so you can make it to all of the bands that we play.
Right.
But also like there's always bands I want to see where I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna go see this band. Okay, I'm gonna see some of this band and I'm gonna bounce back. Like I saw Karma Queen, and then I bounced over to see Skyway, and then I went back and I saw Mario, like half of Mario's set that he was playing with whoever he was playing with.
Right.
Andrew's goal is to play Music is Art. He doesn't know how he's gone this long without participating.
Same here, dude. Same here. I don't know, and we've put in almost every year.
Yeah,
and we get passed over. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we keep getting it, but I mean, we're also friends with Sarah and Phil and Robbie and everybody. So like, you know, I wouldn't say friends with Robbie, but Robbie knows who I am.
Right.
So you know, I think they see us and they're like, oh, it's Joe. Like, all right, let's slot him in here.
Will you tell them Exham Priory?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kidding.
No,
whatever. If they pick us, they do. If they don't, they don't. And I'm still going to show up.
Andrew kind of promises he won't get naked. Let's put a band together and play. He kind of promises he won't get naked.
I mean, he said kinda.
Kinda.
You know, that's good enough for me. There's the potential for nudity, but there's the potential for no nudity.
Yeah.
It could really go either way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm comfortable with that.
Andrew's working on some new Falling Autumn stuff, which has been amazing. I've really enjoyed the stuff he's put out, and we kind of chatted a little bit about our production processes on our solo stuff. You heard some more.
I did, and everything sounds really good.
Played some more of it for you earlier before we came on the air, because it's like, well, you know, if anybody's going to appreciate this. We're talking, so one of the songs, I don't want to give away too much, but one of the songs is basically spoken word, life lesson kind of song, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned an old early 90s, what'd you say, like R&B-ish?
Yeah, R&B-ish, pop, in that realm. where like it's a beat and then some dude just talking over it and giving advice. It almost sounds like a commencement speech from a graduation.
Sure. And I kind of hear what you're I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So if anybody in the chat has any idea what the fuck we're talking about, and
Help them eliminate one, because you said one and you pulled it up.
it is not a surf popular.
That it's not Naga Surf Popular. Now wait, what part of that is the band name? I gotta know.
Not a Surf is the name of the band, and the song is called Popular.
All right, cool. Because I didn't. You just it's like, where's the hyphen there? I need to know. Okay.
Don't
cool.
threaten me with talking all sexy into the mic on a song, Joe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, maybe I should release this as a single instead of trying to do a full album. I've been sitting on this song since before Shades came out, and I'm just like, I want to drop this, but at the same time, like, Shades cost me like $200 to put out between album art and buying all the extras on DistroKid. Like, so I'm like, maybe if I put out an album, I can pay for all that shit at once and not have to pay for it for every single song. Like the Leave a Legacy and the Put Your Lyrics on Instagram, which never fucking works the first time. Song's been out for at least 2 weeks. I still can't go on and I can't pull up the lyrics on Instagram. They're on Spotify.
Instagram,
So,
fix it.
yeah, fix it.
Do something.
Fuck releasing albums. People listen to the first few seconds of each song, release singles. There's also other places you can release music through besides DistroKid that will give you all of that shit for way cheaper than what DistroKid does. However, I was reading...
It's not Reverb Nation. It's not Reverb Nation.
No. I was reading the reviews for some of these other sites, and they're like, oh man, this used to be really good, and then they just got really fucking lazy and their customer service is shit. So it's like, oh man, I guess I don't want to release through there. Like,
I feel like that's happened a lot with a lot of companies. Like even the company we used to do our online merch store through,
Right.
Store Frontier. They were great. I've ordered this hoodie came from them. Like nice quality. It's held up pretty well. But all of a sudden, like right near at the end of the pandemic, I started like seeing really bad reviews, like where they weren't fulfilling stuff, and then all of a sudden the site kept going down. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. So yeah, it's weird how some companies have just taken that steep nosedive in the past couple of years.
Andrew asks, is Reverb Nation still a thing, Nick? I got an email from them yesterday.
It is still a thing.
I get an email from them yesterday, and it's like, oh, submit to be on this festival. And I'm like, I would, except we don't have any music that sounds like us right now. So we are fixing that very soon. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Hey,
Hopefully. If
same
everything
for
goes...
us. Same for us, hopefully.
If everything goes smoothly, hopefully. Maybe we'll release it on John's birthday again, like we do every time. We released Falls Count Anywhere on his birthday, and then a couple of years later we released Catgirls on his birthday. So
Well then.
So we're on pace right now to be able to release it on his birthday again.
And if it's not on time, then you're gonna have to wait a whole year.
They be putting us on Fire Festival too, yeah. Oh man, I watched both of those documentaries.
Yeah.
The Hulu one and the Netflix one, right?
I think I only saw the Hulu one.
Yeah, I had Netflix at the time, and everybody was like, "Oh, the Netflix one," and I watched the Netflix one, and I'm like, "Well, fucking hell, I want to watch the Hulu one." I'm a sucker for a good documentary. Absolutely love watching documentaries, man. So like that was, like, that one was good. Let me watch this other one. Just like I think Netflix did I don't know which one did it first, but ESPN and Netflix both did documentaries about American gladiators. Mm-hmm. And I watched, I think I watched the Netflix one first. And then I watched, I watched the ESPN one. The ESPN one is like a 4 or 5 part series. Mm-hmm. And I watched that, and then I watched the Netflix one.
All right. I never watched that show.
American Gladiators?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Never watched that one. It wasn't my thing. What can I say?
Okay.
I wanted to watch pro wrestling, not
It came
some
on-
dude hitting some other dude with a giant Q-tip.
But it came on right after pro wrestling, so...
I was sleepy at that time. I go night nights.
at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? On a Saturday?
You gotta remember, I was much younger too.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think I'm only 2 years young, but
Much,
still,
much younger. He's 2 years younger than me.
But still, we're thinking about that era. I mean, that 2 years makes a big difference.
That's fair.
You know, when
That's
you're in
fair.
your 30s and 40s, it doesn't really doesn't matter.
Sure.
But back then, that's a big difference.
Sure.
You know, that's a huge portion of one's
We
life.
grew up on a lot of the same media, but also that 2 years will make a huge difference
It will.
in some of the stuff. So
I mean, for fuck's sake, even like my wife Jenny and I, we're 7 years apart, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, roughly 6, 7 years, and even that, a world of difference when we're talking about like our youths, completely different TV shows, music, hits, movies. But you know, obviously nowadays we're much more in alignment. But when you go back that far, yeah, it's different.
Well, Andrew says your haircut makes you look like you're in your 20s.
Yay! Thank you, man. I knew I always loved him for a reason.
This is 2 weeks in a row where my guests have been told they look like they're in their 20s. So, because Jenny and I we've joked before because we've lost so many people close to us, and I've joked we're too I would say we're too young to be losing this many people, but we only look like we're in our 20s. And then of course they had the one member that Laura kept saying was a child.
Which one did she say was the child?
The one that was like he was sitting here.
Okay, the dude in the middle.
Dude in the middle, yeah.
That Jenny said borrowed her clothes.
John's in the chat. He says he looks like he's 12.
You do look like you're 12,
Yeah.
and you have no soul. Just in case he's just tuning in.
Right back to that.
Right, just in case he just tuned in. I want to make sure that he knew we were thinking about him.
Right.
We are.
That was the second reference to John having no... Well, that was way more than that. You've mentioned it a few times.
What can I say? Listen, when I go into something, I have a purpose. Today's purpose, make people aware that John doesn't have a soul.
And that he'll be selling merch at your show.
Yes.
On Saturday night at Evening Star.
That's true.
Selling
My 40th birthday
our
party.
merch this time instead of your merch.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I love you too, John. I love you. But it is very true. Yes, we're celebrating my 40th birthday this weekend. So, woo!
Andrew says he thinks about John more than a man should.
I mean, it's... have you seen the man? That shocker red hair, those blue eyes. Again, no soul. No soul in that one, except for all those freckles, which would be the souls that he's stolen over the course of his life.
So your show at Rapids, John and I worked merch for you.
Yes.
And every time anybody came to buy merch, John was nowhere to be found. So it was just me working your merch table.
Damn, John. Damn, John.
To be fair, one of those times I sent him to go do something else. So I was like, go do this now and I'll handle this. So, but now he's gonna be at our merch table and he's stuck there while we're playing. So,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
Did you bring the chain?
I might have to chain him to the
Might have
table.
to bring the chain.
Yeah, might have to chain him there.
Sorry, John. Not sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So come see Jill and I step out of our comfort zones. He got to talk to his peeps. That's what he was doing. He was talking to his peeps.
Yes.
He walked up to him like this, Christian Cage.
Right, like, should we... I wasn't sure if he was making a reference or if he was trying to sound hip by saying peeps.
I'm sure it was a reference.
All right, good,
Anyway.
good, better.
Yeah. But yeah, you picked us to work your merch table, and John just disappears every time somebody comes to buy merch. It was uncanny how he was with me the whole night, unless somebody was buying merch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable how he just managed to disappear when people came to buy merch.
We do appreciate you guys jumping in for that too last minute, because the person who was supposed to
Yeah, we were
notify us they had COVID.
Yeah, I got the text while I was waiting for John to pull up. I was sitting on the porch.
Right.
I get in John's car. I'm like, hey, we're getting in for free. He says, oh, that's cool. We're working the merch table. We're doing what?
Yep. Appreciate you guys, because we found out, and they had to be what? Half hour before doors?
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I'm like, where the hell is this guy? He's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I get a text message, hey man, I got COVID, I can still come if you want.
No.
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 Sharing is not caring. Stay the fuck home.
Yeah,
Stay home.
If you have a...
Treat it like the flu.
Yes.
Or a cold.
Yes.
Stay home. We
Yes.
don't want it.
Yes.
Don't share with me. Fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Keep it.
But we definitely but yeah, I got in the car. I'm like, John, we're working merch. He's like, we are? I'm like, yeah, but we get in for free.
Which we appreciate you guys for jumping in on that one. That was awesome of
We
you.
saw Tim the Truth open for you, and then we immediately went and bought fucking our stage banners because we saw his banners. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then while we were waiting for ours, we saw Voodoo Glow Skulls. Actually, before we ordered ours, we saw Voodoo Glow Skulls, and they had the same style banners. It's like, well, shit, if they got them,
Right. Yeah, we
we
opted
kind of
for
knocked theirs off.
we opted for like the amps, like look
I like
instead.
the amps. I like those.
But eventually we might do banners too. But yeah, those are pretty cool.
I like the banners because we just put them in front of the amps. We don't gotta see your amps behind it. Except the sound guy had to do something on the drum riser, so he moved the banner. So if you watch the videos that we have up from that show, you can still see your amps behind our banners.
Yeah.
And your drum kit behind ours.
Yeah, they just wanted it up there because we were gonna take it off, and they're like, "Nope, leave it up." It's like, all right, well, don't argue with the sound guy. Honestly.
No, I
They're
agree.
the
Don't
ones-
argue with the sound guy.
They go through a lot. They're the ones that make you sound good. Don't fucking argue with them.
We were super excited because we're like, oh, we get the whole stage, and then it's like, fuck, their drums are up there.
I know. I'm sorry.
I understand it's not. I understand that was out of your control. I understand
Yep.
that's not, and it's not going to be a problem this time either because we don't have drums this weekend.
Nope. It's literally gonna be the easiest load in and load out you're ever gonna have.
It is me and Jill.
That's
and
it.
an acoustic guitar.
Yep.
So, a couple of iPads, so she has lyrics and I have chords.
I was almost expecting you to keep going with that, and like she's gonna have some weird random like, and she's gonna be playing the frying pan. Did I just completely ruin your surprise for everybody?
I'm actually surprised she's not. She didn't decide to like play the cajon. So
Or like a triangle or some shit. Like
She
really
is-
go off on it. Ding 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 ding.
she doesn't want to play instruments while she's singing. So that's why she's just.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, here I am.
But here you are. I
9 years in, here I still am.
Yep. But I get to I get to break out Tony for this show.
You do get to break out Tony. For
I
this
bought
show.
Tony for South Buffalo Porch Fest last year because we weren't sure if we were doing one set or two, and if we were doing two, we were going to do an acoustic set and an electric set. And ultimately, we didn't do any sets. We got booked for one, which was going to be on my porch, and it was going to be the electric set. And then, like, Jill couldn't find a sitter, so we're like, all right, I guess we're not doing this. And I did a DJ set instead. It was my first DJ set in front of people in like 20 years. And but then when I did the one at Stamps a couple of months ago, I was like, this is the first one I'm doing in front of people I don't know in 20 years. So I'd like to do another one. At some point, I'm going to book myself to do another one. So
You should call yourself DJ Wiki Wiki Wah.
no.
Come on. Come on. You just gonna go DJ ThinkSoJoE?
That's the other thing is Greg
Branding.
put DJ ThinkSoJoE on the flyer. I told him not to put DJ. It's like, no, my name's ThinkSoJoE. That's who I am. That is my entire branding. Is ThinkSoJoE. Do not put DJ ThinkSoJoE. And he put DJ ThinkSoJoE on the flyer.
DJ ThinkSoJoe.
He sent me one that had it and one that didn't. And I'm like, good, put this one out. And then he put the other one out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
DJ ThinkSoJoe.
But it was a good time, man. It really was. I wish more people were there, but the people that were there were the right people. So, it's a great time. I'm playing, there's a video that Jill posted from there where I'm playing Vogue by Madonna, and she told John to come up on stage and strike a pose. And he comes up to me, and I go, what's up? And he just goes, like Hulk Hogan. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wrong type of pose, John.
Yeah, that's not Vogue.
Yeah, Vogue. Even I got that, and I don't like Madonna.
Right, but we're also older than John, so again, that few year difference there might be the difference.
How old is he?
He's 36, I think now.
Oh yes,
So-
that's again. That age makes a world of
Little
difference.
bit of an age difference. It's not, It's not, it's not a huge age difference, but it's enough where things can be somewhat culturally different.
Right.
Nick John Gabe Vogue.
Doesn't have the same flow to it.
35. He's 35.
Nick John Gabe Lucido.
There you go.
There we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
But-
I'm not going to say that again.
But yeah, no, I get that, like, we're not going to have all the same cultural references with a 7-year age gap, so, you know.
Yeah, and I mean references in general, because you haven't seen a lot of movies.
Also true.
You miss
Also
a lot
true.
of references. It's okay, though.
Yeah.
You've gotten better.
I have.
You really have. Have you seen any good movies lately?
I watched a movie the other day called Buffaloed. I wouldn't say it was good, but there was a lot of
a
Buffalo
movie.
references in it.
All right.
So-
I mean, like the city buffalo or like
the
a buffalo buffalo?
City of Buffalo.
Oh, cool.
So it's about this girl who wants to be rich, so she starts selling counterfeit Bills tickets, gets arrested, and then she becomes a collections agent and starts her own firm and gets arrested again. But
So is this based on like a real story? Because that
No.
sounds like something that would happen.
it does sound like something that would happen. I do not believe it's based on a true story. I just happen to be I'm just like looking for a movie to watch, so I'm going through like the deals on Vudu, and that came up for like $5. I'm like, I wonder if I could watch it for free somewhere, and it's on fucking Hulu, I think.
Huh.
So I watched
Alright.
it. I watched it on Hulu.
Buffalo. Got it.
I thought, hey, movie with Buffalo references. Let me check it out. It was okay. It wasn't terrible.
All right.
All right.
So on a scale of like squirrel to mongoose, where would you put it?
Squirrel to mongoose.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I know that's a real tough
Jeez,
scale. There's a
that is
lot
a
of room
tough
in there.
scale.
There's a lot of room in qualifications and categories.
Maybe geez, I don't know. Let me think about it while we do a song break, and
All
I'll
right,
get you
he's
a
gonna
better.
get right
I'll get
back
you an
to
answer. But we've got a show coming. This show is happening in Rochester, so it's not directly competing with us.
No, I love these guys.
So I'm allowed to promote this. If you're in Rochester this Saturday night, you can go to the club at Water Street Music Hall, 204 North Water Street in Rochester, and you can catch the band Kids in the Basement, along with our friends in Strange Standard. That's Saturday, January 13th at 7 p.m. And the tickets are $14.35. And that's
What?
That's all
right.
I know. So they're like, when they do ticket links, it lists with fees.
Gotcha. All right. That makes sense. Okay.
But
That's a very specific cover.
that is a very specific. But if you go to the Eventbrite, that's what it's going to cost you. Is $14.35. There's no other info, no age info or anything like that. It's Water Street, so I think that's probably under 18 with a guardian.
I mean, that's what that's our show too this week. It's
I would guess.
18 over without a guardian, and then with a guardian, whatever. I
Right.
wouldn't recommend like 2-year-olds.
Sure.
I mean, 2-year-olds need rock and roll too, I guess.
Make sure they have hearing protection.
Yes, definitely hearing protection is important for the children. The older people, don't even fucking bother you. You've already ruined it at this point. It's too late.
I disagree, and that's why I wear hearing protection everywhere now. But anyway.
I'm not saying take advice from me, but anyway, Strange Standard. Yes.
Strange Standard. This song is the title track from their latest album, which I have on vinyl, by the way.
Nice.
And you can get it on vinyl, too, from their Bandcamp, I believe. This is Strange Standard. This song's called Honeypot on All WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Don't leave now, listen, just give me some time. I'll put it so simply, try to change their minds. 'Cause they don't see you, don't mean they are blind. Forever fighting to keep you in line. No, don't go. Honeypot.
That was Strange Standard on old WNY Think So Joe show. The song Honey Pot from the album Honey Pot, which you could get on vinyl, just like I have here. He's voguing the album.
I am voguing the album.
Good album, man. Good stuff. Good guys. We were talking
Yeah.
about that during the song break, just how cool those guys are to just like hang with, let alone see play live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're good. I like them a lot.
They're great.
They've been around for a while too. At least 9-10 years.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Because like I said, I want to say that I did it before Exham Priory formed, and we're going on 9 years this year. I want to say I did open up for them at one point, and then we definitely played with them as Exham Priory at Mr. Goodbar in Buffalo at one point. I don't know what though.
Might have been a screw out of that chair. Sometimes that happens. It just the screws will sometimes fall out of the from under the armrests here.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So what this
newbie.
is, it's a game to see when the co-host just disappears. Like he's and gone.
Dude, I've had this chair for like 15 years at least, and it is still like I've gone through like 3 other fucking chairs since I stopped using this chair.
It's still chairing.
Yeah, it still does the job, man. Like,
Where do you think they got the word chair from?
I have no idea.
If anybody knows where the word chair came from, please put it in the comments.
Yes.
We've got to know.
Yes.
We have to know. This
Yes.
is not a want. It's a need. It's an adult thing. It's adult things.
But yes, if you're in Rochester this Saturday and can't get to Niagara Falls to see us, you can head over to Water Street, the club at Water Street Music Hall, 204 North Water Street. Catch Kids in the Basement and Strange Standard for $14.35.
Again, a very once you explained it though, it made a lot more sense. to
Yeah,
me.
the first time we saw an amount like that, it was like $10.37. We're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, that is an oddly specific amount to charge. And one of the guys that was in one of the bands that was playing on that bill was like, oh no, it's because you have to list it with the fees now. Like, oh.
Which that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Ticketmaster, fucking get a hint.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. We'll leave it at that. We shouldn't open that can of worms.
No.
But
especially
still.
we played a song called Taylor Swift earlier, and you know, us both being Metallica fans and knowing what those ticket prices are.
Yeah. And you know what though? They're not horrid.
No.
Taylor Swift's I've seen some go, but also I know a lot of that's which
Secondhand.
also pisses me off that Ticketmaster
Oh, yeah,
allows.
yeah.
The certified resale, no, it's scalping. That's legitimized scalping is what it is, and it's
Yep.
bullshit. So we'll take those out of the equation, because I know that some people are like, oh, thousands of dollars for regular seats.
Well, they also have dynamic pricing, so if you're jumping on right when everybody else is jumping on, the prices are higher.
Which is bullshit also.
Agreed.
That's
Absolutely agreed.
not cool.
I know supply and demand, but fuck capitalism, man.
Yeah, that's
but
BS.
I will say for these last, for these Metallica shows on this M72 tour, right? Because you're doing the 2 nights, it's about the same as like paying for 1 night. The only difference is now you got to stay in the city for 3 nights.
Right.
So, which has been amazing, by the way.
I was going to say, you seem like you are not upset about it whatsoever all the times you've done it so far on this tour.
Like even going back to the 40th anniversary shows in San Francisco and getting to do shit in between, it's coming up on the anniversary of when we lost Bob Saget. So I've been seeing. So I saw the pictures today in my memories of me standing in front of the Full House house, and like I got to do that. I got to see a Banksy exhibit in an art gallery in San Francisco on the day in between. Like New York, I went to the Muppets exhibit in the Jim Henson exhibit in the Museum of Modern Art.
And then you got lost.
Museum of the Moving Image. Yeah, I got fucking lost and ended up in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Listen, man, it is easy to get lost in New York City. That is it's a concrete jungle. They call that for a frickin' reason.
Jasmine says, "Are the memories everywhere you look?" Funny enough, there's a comment on the post that's in my memories today where somebody says, where do I know that house from? And I replied, maybe you've seen it everywhere you look. which was entirely the joke when I took the video, because it was on my mom's birthday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Mom, there's great scenery here. And I turn around, the house is behind me. I go, everywhere you look. But yeah, like, and then in Detroit, I got to go to the Motown Museum, which was just fucking amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome right there. I would totally be into that.
Like, we had no plans to do that. That was not even on our radar when we got, like, Friday morning. We went to the pop-up store, because they have the pop-up stores in every city. We went to the pop-up store, and I took a picture and I posted it on Instagram, and I said, today's adventure, metalheads in Motown. Because, like, when I saw the pop-up store in the mall, the Great America in New Jersey, like, that I just went there to kill time before the show. I didn't even know the pop-up store was there. I saw this line out the fucking door, and I took a picture and I put, today's adventure, metalheads in the mall. So, like, I was like, today's adventure, metalheads in Motown. And then the next day, we're at Motown. We're at the Motown Museum, and I'm just like, today's adventures, metalheads at actual fucking Motown. Like, and there's us, and there's a bunch of other people that were, they're in town from Metallica shows, going on this tour of the Motown Museum. Shout out to, what was the guy's name? Stefan. Shout out to Stefan, our tour guide. He was amazing. Just incredible. And, like, that was, like, we did not plan that in advance. That was just, we went to Third Man, because record collector pilgrimage, Third Man Records, right? We did not get to meet James Hetfield because we didn't know about the signing until after it sold out.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean, we have a couple of friends that made it to that. So.
Absolutely. A couple of friends that were in the snake pit with me on night 2, hanging out with me the whole time. But we didn't know about it until after it sold out, so we didn't get tickets for that. But we went to Third Man before that happened. And then it was like, well, what do you want to do? And we're just like, what to do in Detroit? Like, hey, man, you want to go to the Motown Museum? He's like, how big can that be? He sees the Motown house, right? The one, like the first house of Motown. They own like 5 on the same block. And he's like, oh, you need to, like, how long is that possibly going to take us? It says here an hour. He says, all right, you want to do that? Let's do it. So we bought the tickets. We went. It was just an amazing experience. If you're ever in Detroit for whatever reason, definitely check out the Motown Museum.
Right.
Definitely a great tour.
Also, I want to call something out just so whoever this Corporate John, is that, how many profiles does he fucking have? Is that John?
That is not John.
Okay. Corporate John, just so 1 and 2s are included in here. They're in here somewhere. Just, this. Whatever. Listen, it's shorter than it was. A lot shorter than it was. Before it was like it was getting down to here.
Yeah.
So it was getting long.
Also, your outfit is not up to standards. Suits should be worn at all times.
I don't like wearing suits.
I'm gonna dress nice for the show on Saturday.
So your best black T-shirt?
No, I'm gonna wear a button down. I'm gonna wear a tie. I'm gonna look good.
Right. I'm not even dressing this nice, and it's my birthday party.
Well, I figure I'm doing an acoustic show. I don't get to dress nice on stage often. Usually it's cut off T-shirts and as tight of pants as I can find.
And we all thank you for that, by the way. We all thank you for that.
Jasmine says I should wear a tie tomorrow. I'm not doing anything tomorrow to wear a tie.
Even funnier, just wear a tie for the hell of it.
Wear a tie around the house, wear it to work.
Yep. Take pictures.
Just sit here with the tie on, with the shirt and tie.
Just
full on suit, just the tie.
Just the tie. Wear like a regular T-shirt. Just throw a tie on for the hell of it. She doesn't even say you have to wear it properly. You can wear it like an armband.
Just go full,
like a headband.
Go full Avril Lavigne, right?
You could do that too. Are you gonna claim that you created punk rock in the process of it? I mean, you honestly would have a lot more claim to that than she does.
It's true.
I'm just saying there. Just saying. Oh, spectacular. But no, super excited for this Saturday.
There may have been a spoiler alert somewhere in that conversation, so for Saturday night. Anyway,
Man, I wasn't even paying attention, so all right, cool. Maybe he'll clue me in after the show, maybe not. Maybe it's going to be a surprise for me, too.
yeah,
I don't
could be.
know.
Yeah, no, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just put on a tie and I'll just get the microphone in front of me and like, here's your wrestling news for whatever fucking day. He cuts those out too. I was doing these like, so I work for 2 wrestling channels. One I do every fucking day, and one I do when the other guy's not available. And so the one I was doing these intros, like, here's your wrestling news, right? And the other one is on the outro, like, oh, join us next time for some more wrestling content. And there have been comments in the one where I do it on the outro of longer next time, please. Like, people fucking love it. And then I went to listen back to one that I do every day, right? And I'm like, because I made a reference to another YouTube wrestling channel that I've been trying to get to let me do a guest spot on. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see if he cut it out or not. And then I realized he also cuts out my intros. I'm like, fuck, why am I even doing these? Like,
that sucks.
AOL Time Warner just phoned me. They said the show might be canceled. What are we, WCW? Is this 2001?
Congratulations, we've been bought. I mean, it's the end of all things now. I'm sorry, it was a steep downhill.
It very much was.
When that happened.
Very much so.
It's like, shit.
We try not to talk too much wrestling on this show, but
it does come up occasionally.
It does come up occasionally.
We have shown restraint.
We
there
have
have been a few times where you and I have really, really gotten into it. But
I've sold you wrestling tickets before, so.
You have. That's true. In fact, wasn't that for the night that Jeff Hardy won
No,
the title?
I wasn't there for that.
I was there
That was
for
the
that.
night Mark Henry won his first world title.
Yes, I was there. Yeah, but no, I was at the one where Jeff Hardy won his first world title.
I wasn't. My ex-wife, that was her favorite wrestler, was Jeff Hardy. And for whatever reason, we didn't go to that. I was working that night. And I remember I had my laptop, but I also had on the work computers, I was streaming the show through not so legal means, and I saw Jeff Hardy win that title, and I'm like, oh fuck, she's not gonna be happy. I don't think to this day, I don't think she's watched that pay-per-view.
That was a good show.
I don't think she's watched it because she was so upset she didn't get to see her favorite wrestler win the world title in her hometown.
Yeah, that was a pretty badass evening. Not gonna lie, I don't watch anymore, but that was a badass evening.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I've heard. Just at this point, it's like I don't have time either to sit and watch.
It's part of my job, so I basically watch I am literally Monday through Friday watching wrestling.
That's all right.
And then they moved the fucking pay-per-views to Saturdays now, which really fucking sucks.
Oh wow, yeah, that's super weird. That was always a Sunday thing.
There's like the Royal Rumbles this month, right? And it's on the 27th, and there's 2 shows that I really want to go to on the 27th that I had already told people I was going to, and then I'm like, oh shit, no, that's the Royal Rumble, man. We ain't missing the Royal Rumble. Like, there's 2 fucking wrestling shows a year I'm not fucking missing, and that's one of them.
I mean, it does start the road to WrestleMania.
Absolutely. So I will not miss the Royal Rumble. I won't miss WrestleMania. So like, you know, I'm already like I'm sitting here like hoping the Niners game.
I mean, if you don't see those, for those of you that don't have context, obviously there are story arcs going on. Those 2 events of the year kind of either kickstart main story arcs or end them. Mm-hmm. And if you don't see them, you're kind of lost a little bit. Or, there's all that build-up with no payoff, which really sucks.
We had Jill with us last year, and Jill's not a wrestling fan. So there's John and I sitting on the couch watching the Royal Rumble, and spoiler alert for a year-old pay-per-view, Sami Zayn cracks Roman Reigns with a chair and basically leaves the bloodline. And we're just like, oh shit, like we're like super fucking excited about this, and Jill is just laughing at us. She's like, you guys are ridiculous. Like, yes, but you don't understand. This has been a year. This has been coming for a year. We've been waiting for this.
It's the payoff. It is.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to give some context for those that don't watch pro wrestling.
So she
those are
won't
key events.
She won't come and watch the shows with us anymore. So, she was here. She was here. We were actually doing an acoustic practice here because we were getting ready for the South Buffalo Porch Fest that we didn't end up playing. So
Right.
we got rats in the house in the chat.
That's right. Ricky! Yes, my man, the rats are in the house. And nothing has broken. Yeah.
Surprisingly,
We still have 7 minutes left.
I am pleasantly
for it.
pleasantly surprised by how well this show has gone.
Me as well. I mean, we are a comedy band. We should probably,
Knock on wood.
knock on wood and also do the main pop for the reason that we're actually together today.
We are here to promote a show coming up on this Saturday night.
This Saturday, the 13th. The 13th of
Indeed.
January. It is my 40th birthday party.
Yes.
Usually, I know you've had I'm like, so this Saturday, January 13th, it's going to be Exham Priory and members
Of the Living Brain Dead.
Brain Dead. Doors are at 7. It is 18 and over without an adult. If you're under 18, you can come, but you need an adult with you. $10 cover. You can either snag them pre-sale, but honestly, at this point, just get them at the door. No difference in charge, honestly. Doors are at 7, right? Yeah, doors are at 7. Music starts at 7:30. Come party with us because this is a party. It's not a concert.
Absolutely.
It's a fucking party. And we're pulling out 2 sets.
As are we. We're doing, we're actually, I don't know if I've said this on air, but I've said this to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing originals in our first set. We're doing covers in our second set. All acoustic, which
All
is
acoustic.
not what we're used to. So a little bit of vulnerability for us of being up on stage and not, having the cover of distortion and other instruments and drums and
You guys are going
all
to
that.
kill it.
Oh, we are. It's just,
But yeah, so January 13th, 7 p.m., $10 cover. It's at the Evening Star Concert Hall, Niagara Falls, New York. That's 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard, 14304? 14304.
Is it 4?
Yes.
I don't know.
think so.
I don't have the event
Hang on.
page pulled up. So
Yeah.
I'm
look
taking
at
your
me.
word for
I
it.
totally got it right.
Perfect.
I know where things are.
Perfect.
7 p.m. doors, $10 cover. Music starts at 7:30. Come celebrate my 40th birthday with me, or come see a soulless ginger selling merchandise.
This is true.
You're
John's gonna be
have a
selling
good
our merch.
time either way.
John will
You're
be
gonna
at
have
our
a good
merch
time.
table the whole night. Yeah, I tried to get my mom to come because it's basically around the corner from her, and she just started listing off all these diseases that are going around. And I'm like, Mom, you're not gonna catch this stuff. She's like, no, I don't want to be in a room with that many people. I'm like, Mom, don't you go to Panera Bread every morning? She's like, that's different. I'm like, how?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Joe Kent's mom, come to the show. You'll be fine.
Yeah, Mom, come to the show. She might be watching. Sometimes she does.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
If she is, hi, Mom.
I don't think that's the night of the. I think the Cowboys are playing Sunday too, so she don't got to worry about missing the Cowboys.
Oh,
she wouldn't have to
dude,
worry
listen.
about it missing a night. They'd have it on TV.
I'm so glad the Bills are playing on Sunday.
I know.
was having a panic attack on Sunday when they were playing. I'm like,
Dude,
please,
right now,
please win.
like we've got a show coming up next Saturday as well. We're doing. My cousin just tagged my mom, I think. So anyway, yeah, we have a show coming up the following Saturday, and that's the weekend the Niners start the playoffs because they got the bye week.
Yes, they did.
And I don't know if they're playing.
Congratulations, by the way.
I don't know if they're playing Saturday or Sunday yet. So I don't know if I'm gonna be like mingling with everybody or if I'm gonna be sat at the merch table with the iPad out watching the game.
Get the fuck away from me. Buy shirts later. Don't care.
I just know the last time we played Mohawk Place, we played with Knuten, which is Angel from Abandoned Trains, one of his other bands. And it was right after the Bills got eliminated from the playoffs and the Niners were going on to the Super Bowl. And I'm wearing a Niners hat, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm the only person in this building wearing the hat of a band of a team that's still playing. And then we lost to the Chiefs. So
Yeah.
my brother's team. Anyway, but yeah, we come out, see us, see them, have a great time. It's gonna be unique. to say the least.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a great time.
It will be awesome. It will be a great time. It's also gonna be unique because you're not gonna see us playing acoustic very often. Either of us.
All the more reason to come out.
Exactly.
Plus,
you get to hear
find out which songs are on which set.
You get to hear some of your favorite XM Priory songs acoustic. You get to hear some of your favorite Living Brain Dead songs acoustic, which is amazing because like they actually sound pretty decent, I think, from our practice sessions.
But I'm sure they sound awesome.
And this is a song from XM Priory. This is from your Rise
record. You can actually buy this on limited edition purple vinyl,
which I do have back in the stacks back there.
You can get it at our merch table this Saturday, along with the new T-shirts we've got out, or you can get it off our Bandcamp. Dude, I can't wait. They're so cool looking.
This is, I think, the second show for our new T-shirts too. Our
nice.
Let's Make Bad Decisions and Raise Hell. Bet Your Life a Drag T-shirt. So
hell yes, but this track you're gonna be playing is off of our Rise record. So
yes, and this was the first single you guys released.
Yes, it was.
And when this song came out, I was in the middle of arguing with the then programming director of The Edge, and saying this is not what rock music is, and he said, "Well, what do you think is rock music?" And I was like, man, that is a fucking tough question, right? And then I heard this song, and I was like, this is what rock music sounds like. I think you guys still have that blurb on your website.
Probably, yeah.
So, and this is XM Priory. This song is called Suck on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE show. Come out, see us Saturday. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Looking fine. We can go miles You suck!